We're here today at a really local project for Occo House, just about half a mile away from our office. One project here that was a new build timber frame construction where we've used a combination of Solarlux Cero and Velfac V200 windows and doors. So we'd like to show you today some of the detailing about how we install particularly the Solarlux products to ensure longevity and robustness of the installation. It's really nice to be able to show you one of our completed projects today as opposed to the normal sort of in progress videos that we do. This is a new build house that we completed probably about a year ago now using a combination of Solarlux Cero and Velfac V200 products. One of the things we really love at Occo House is the opportunity to get involved with projects that are really unique, or particularly ones that are in sympathy with nature and their surroundings. Here particularly you've got a building that orientates itself and towards the really mature tree in the centre of the garden. Another of the unique features here in the architectural design is how the two buildings effectively join, and the internal design language that we'll see shortly mimics this edge from inside. And the cladding detail is continued inside in the stairwell of the property. So it's really interesting to see how the clients finish the jobs. Here you've got the galvanised downpipes and rainwater products alongside the black aluminium downlighters, which really tie the whole project together from windows to soffits to gutters. If you check out our other video next to the River Stour where we've got a copper clad project, you'll see similar detailing, albeit in copper. One of the advantages of working with Occo House is that we really understand the products that we supply from an aesthetic perspective as well as the performance side of things. An example here is the frame thickness of the Velfac system, it's being 54mm, and we have a consistent frame profile top, side and bottom. The Solarlux system is similar, although the frame thicknesses are much thicker. But using the timber cladding on this project, we've masked the frame thickness and maintained that 54mm sight line so that all the elements of the project, Velfac and Solarlux, read together really nicely. Over here we've mocked up what's going on underneath the surface of the building here to show you how we achieve such a perfect level threshold and the longevity of the system. So we've got the Solarlux frame profile here. And you can see that the sliding sash is glazed into the system, and we fit that last of all. The outer frame is assembled on site of different components provided by Solarlux. If we remove that, you see that underneath we've got an EPDM membrane that provides water tightness and avoids any rising water coming under the slab. But under that is where the true unique features of the Solarlux system come into play. We've got a dual Purenit layer here. Purenit is a byproduct of insulation manufacture, so it's an otherwise product that would go into waste. We have some adjustable feet, so we can level the top layer using the adjustment here onto the bottom layer, which sits on the substrate, so the concrete or block work provided by the builder. This system gives us 20mm of vertical adjustment, so we can be sure that we're going to line perfectly with the internal and external floor finishes, and fully supports the threshold all the way from far left and far right. Looking at the Solarlux frame profile now, we can see that it's a 34mm sight line from the edge of the frame to the glass. 34mm is just enough to include full drainage between the glass unit and the sash, so that any residual moisture from production will be able to drain out through the system and out through the wheel carrier system. This is a really important distinction compared to bonded systems, which the frame profile is physically bonded to the glass, therefore with no drainage. In the Solarlux Cero system, we have a full stainless steel wheel system and stainless steel track, and one of the really unique features is the brush gaskets on the bottom here, so that when you open the door it cleans the track. Looking at the individual handle profiles of the Solarlux system now, we've got a mock-up here with a piece of perspex in place of the triple glazed unit. You can see that we've got on this section the handle profile, which is really useful for manoeuvring the door. So that's this section here. We also have an optional version without the handle profile for a sleeker appearance, if that's what's preferred. Looking again at how we maintain consistent frame thicknesses between our systems, we've got here the Solarlux Cero opening door with a 34mm frame thickness, and then if we move over to the Solarlux Cero fixed window here, which doesn't slide but it maintains the same frame profile. So again, we're building consistency and making sure the products read together really nicely. So this Solarlux Cero triple glazed fixed window is a key link in the building from the main living area to the master bedroom. So coming along this corridor each morning and evening, you get a real amazing view of the central tree in the middle of the garden. The reason that we take so much care over the height and levels of everything going on underneath the door and window system is so that ultimately you can achieve this perfectly level transition from inside to outside across the thresholds. Like the outside of the building, we've got a consistent frame profile on the inside, and that's maintained by setting out of the plasterboard reveals, and at the top here on this project the blind box and integrated curtain rail, so that we have a really consistent frame profile on all four sides of the Solarlux system. One of the real architectural features that we see a lot of is picture windows looking out into garden spaces, and our products really suit that because we can achieve such large sizes. Here as well we've got a really lovely deep reveal with the Velfac aluminium sill flashing finishing that off, and you can see the lovely courtyard garden here that's starting to mature. Here on the front of the project we've got an area where the light timber cladding at the rear meets the dark timber cladding of this kind of front entrance box. You've got a changing colour of window here from the black to this really vivid green, and round to the front door, which again is in the really vivid green with the black Nimley electronic handle. This is the outside of the master ensuite and bedroom area of the project. So you've got this full-size casement door here to provide ventilation, and then a ribbon window construction with a continuous sill flashing running from the different rooms here. And at this point here, the windows intersect with an internal glass screen separating the ensuite from the bedroom. Now with this dining room door open, we can see the real continuation of the line of the external facade into the stairwell area here, and how the timber material continues through as well. So really linking from inside to outside the two buildings and how they're angled together. As we now walk through from one section to the other, you can see again the line of one building, the sort of living building, and then into the bedroom building. On the inside here of the master ensuite, you can see how the ribbon window that we looked at from the outside at the front aligns with the partition. So the Velfac mullion comes up to the internal glass screen. Walking through the main living space here, you can see how the light really fills this space. You've got light coming from all directions here, some really massive skylights, and really playing together nicely with the Velfac and Solarlux frames. Like the Solarlux frame profiles, we've got a consistent frame thickness on the inside of the Velfac system here, and how it lines up with the timber lining around this window seat. You've got as well the integrated blinds up here, so it's all completely seamless. From the inside of this sliding door in the dining area, if we open it up, you can really get a sense of the tree in the centre of the garden. Thanks for joining us today on this glorious spring day. We've looked today at how we can integrate different products into a project and maintain consistent aesthetics. Using large format glazing with high performance means there's no compromise on thermal efficiency, and we can integrate different colours and different parts of a project to great effect. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content from Occo House, and check out the case study on this project on our website. There's a link in the description.